Module 2, Harmonized Sales Tax, or HST. I should start by recommending that you check out the CRA website in case I may forget something or CRA could change their rules. These are general guidelines that you could use to get your business up and running. CRA requires all sales and services to be charged HST except food, if it isn't a luxury item. Other exemptions are prescriptions, insurance, government services, and for more, check out the CRA website. An HST number is just your business number with an RT0001 after it. All businesses should have a business number in order for CRA to recognize you. When do you need to get an HST number? You have to have one when you hit 30,000 in sales in any 4-quarter period. You have to be really careful that you start charging it when you hit the 30,000. You must have an HST number to charge it though. You may find that you reach 30,000 when you do your income tax the next year, and then you would be responsible for the HST on any sales after the 30,000 was reached. In New Brunswick, that would be 13% of your sales. Each province has its own rate, so if you are selling to other provinces, you have to check the rate for that province and charge accordingly. You can get an HST number right away if you want. By doing this, you get to deduct from your remittance any HST that you paid for purchases you made in order to conduct business. You may in fact get a refund from CRA if what you spent in HST is more than what you received. Some governments do not pay HST, for example, the forestry operations, so their HST is normally a refund every time if they just invoice the government. I would recommend that when you set up your spreadsheets that you have a column for HST charged and HST paid, even if you don't have an HST number yet, because when you do get one, your amounts are already calculated for you. It will save you from having to go back over old paperwork. CRA will let you go back and claim the HST you spent on capital assets and purchases that are still in stock when you get your HST number. When you get your HST number, they will ask if you want to remit monthly, quarterly, or annually. We find that it's easier to come up with what you owe if it is a smaller amount, so annually is usually not a great idea. If you owe, CRA will take post-dated checks. They will charge interest though. As long as you file on time, you will not be penalized for late filing, even if you can't pay it all at one time. You have 30 days after your filing period to file and remit what you owe. You can pay online, through the mail, or at your financial institution. How do you calculate the amount of HST? If it does not say on the receipt what the amount of HST is, you can calculate it by dividing the total by 1.13. Then multiply it by 13%. You can only claim the HST if the receipt has the HST number on it. Sometimes gas receipts don't have the amount of HST on them, so you have to calculate it. In the case of a meal paid by debit or credit card, you have to have both receipts and not just the credit card one. Normally, the HST amount is only on the cash register receipt. If you have a company that pays subcontractors, you should make sure that their HST number is valid. You could be paying someone HST that doesn't actually have an HST number. Just Google GST lookup. You will have to enter the business name and date, and CRA will say if the HST number is accurate. How do you file HST? Go to the CRA website. When you set up your HST number, CRA will send you the paperwork for filing. It will have the to and from date on it and the date you are required to file by. You'll need to know your sales amount for the period. For a quick check, multiply your sales by 13% to confirm that your HST on sales was calculated correctly. If it doesn't jive, you should find out why. Sometimes it could have been a sale that was shipped to a reservation. No tax is to be charged then. I would make sure that I could prove my HST amount. Then you would deduct from what you charged the amount that you spent on purchases. Depending on which accounting system you are using, cash or accrual basis, it could be any purchases that you've paid for or any purchases that you've been invoiced for and you may not have paid for them yet. And this is the end of Module 2.